Greetings, Goblins. Today is December 12th, 2024. Exactly 1 year since the first video I ever uploaded on YouTube. That video has been sort of lost to time, and I think I actually deleted it at this point because it was for some reason weirdly aggressive and not at all in the tone of what I wanted for my channel. That and it was a huge rambly mess, and I don't even think I made the point I meant to make, which will probably be in line with today's video topic as well. So, Jordan, what the heck is this video going to be about anyway? Well, it's a little bit of a state of the goblin, an update about my personal life, and hopefully some inspiration for you game masters to walk away with at the end of a weird year. Well, today I wanted to sit down and get serious for a minute, talk about some things that I don't normally talk about on YouTube. And personally, what a year it has been for me. I spent a lot of the time walking in the woods, talking about indie ttrpgs and reading lots of adventures, game systems, and advice online. And on top of everything else, a record flood wrecked my town and honestly crushed a few of the dreams and ideas I and my family had in place. But for me personally, there's also been a lot of good things that have happened. My kid went from walking to crawling to talking. I had the opportunity to play a game of Shadow Dark with my parents, in-laws, and wife. Something I thought would never happen in my lifetime. I've made some bonds with a lot of really awesome folks, including getting to collaborate and even meet some of my favorite dungeon tubers. I even got to be a guest on one of the best TTRPG podcasts out there and got to collaborate with one of my all-time favorite game designers.
Yo, Hank, where you been?
What, Joe? Hey, man.
Which in turn inspired me to start writing a game of my own. I've had a lot of unexpected opportunities come my way, and I've grown both as a game master and in some ways even as a person. I would be lying if I said it hasn't been a difficult year, but in a lot of ways it's also been a really great year. So why the heck am I telling you all this? What does it mean to you as a fellow goblin, a TTRPG enthusiast, and just as a fellow human being? Well, folks, maybe you've just found me recently or stumbled into this hobby recently. Or maybe you're a seasoned veteran and you've been here for a long time. So maybe some of you have already sort of internalized this lesson I have learned this year, and this won't be any sort of news to you. But being a game master, and to some extent a player in a game, is, at its heart, a creative pursuit. Which means this hobby doesn't have any perceived benefits, any clear goals, or any true monetary value, for lack of a better term. And just to relate this creative pursuit idea to YouTube, you may be thinking I have made it as a dungeon tuber. But in all honesty, I haven't even hit that threshold yet that lets you receive a single red cent from YouTube. And much like being a game master or a YouTuber, creative pursuits can be very lonely pursuits at times. But here's the point, folks. If I've taken one lesson away from this year, it's the importance of community. It's the importance of surrounding yourself with people who love you or what you're doing, who support you, and who understand you. It's this idea that even though these are games that we're playing, no matter how silly or serious, no matter what systems we play or how many mistakes we make along the way, or how many roads we end up on that we never intended to be on, that it is the people we are on those roads with that matter. That it is those folks, those memories, those experiences we make together that are the real treasures of what we do. So the message here is actually a very simple one. Take heart. Don't give up, even when the road looks rough or you feel like people aren't as invested in your group or game or whatever. Even if it feels like the world is maybe falling apart around you, and none of this matters. Think of this quote from the old granddaddy of fantasy himself, Tolkien. Faithless is he who says farewell when the road darkens. But I am going to risk a little heresy and add an addendum to that quote. Remember that you don't have to walk through that darkness alone. That is what community is for. Alright, I know, I'm getting a little philosophical here on YouTube, and people don't like that, but whatever. You know what? Creative pursuits are important, and I just really want to encourage people out there to pursue them. I originally started my channel and my YouTube career because I felt like there was a hole in the dungeon tuber sphere. A hole that used to be filled by channels like WebDM. Channels that were about ideas, advice, and inspiration. And so I sought to be a new source of inspiration and ideas, and in some small ways, I think I have succeeded at that. While the greater landscape of YouTube is starting to feel like this ever changing, tumultuous, algorithmic fueled hellscape where the only real way to get attention is with clickbait, I have personally seen a lot of support from this community, letting me know that some of the ideas, suggestions, and advice I've put out there has been beneficial to some folks. Even if my advice is a little scatterbrained, even if it doesn't make the best headlines or appeal to the broadest audiences, it is still a reward to me to know that for some folks out there, it does matter. And I'm glad to know that there are folks out there whose games are improving because of the efforts of this channel. Because my goal with joining DungeonTube has always been threefold: to provide evergreen advice, to promote smaller TTRPGs, and to bring this community together through our commonalities rather than divide because of our differences. And if I'm being totally transparent and honest, if it wasn't for some of the awesome folks in the Discord, I probably would have quit this whole YouTube thing about 3 times by now. There are some really awesome folks on our Discord who are constantly reminding me why I'm even doing this almost a year later. I say all this to say, hear me out, goblins. Creative pursuits can be difficult. They can be hard. They can feel like they're not worth your time or energy. They can feel fruitless at times, or like they're not up to the standards or goals you set for yourself. But this hobby is surrounded and bound by creative pursuits, and I truly believe that creative pursuits are the quintessence of life. Whether you're running a game, writing games, designing for games, doing layout for games, editing games, or just playing and running them yourself, creative pursuits matter. In some ways, they're the only thing that matters. I'm not saying that role-playing games, TTRPGs, your gaming group is the only thing that matters. Don't hear me say that. But without creative pursuit, life would just be rote routine, mechanical survivalist function in order to prolong existence. I mean, have you seen Equilibrium?
But I, being poor, have only my dreams.
So this video is meant to be an encouragement to you game masters and creators to keep doing what you're doing, to keep encouraging your group to meet week after week, even when it feels like it might be falling apart, to keep those bonds alive, those friendships strong, those games going week after week, rolling dice, laughing together, talking in funny voices, delving into dungeons, slaying dragons, and saving the world one group at a time. Hopefully that makes sense to someone out there. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit. It's been a really weird year for me. But I say this to encourage you to keep going, because I know creative pursuits, being a game master, whatever it is, can at times feel like a lot of lonely fun. If you're anything like me, just want to say that you're not alone, so let this video be an encouragement to you. Okay, I know that was a bit of a weird one, and I got a little sappy there on YouTube, but who cares? Life's short, do what you love. Thanks everybody who continues to be part of the Goblin Gang and supports this weird, wacky channel. I appreciate you guys. I think we just hit 2.5k subs, which is insane to me. I just did a giveaway on my last video, so go check that one out if you want to be part of the giveaway. And genuinely, thank you guys all for supporting smaller games, smaller creators, smaller content, smaller channels, whatever. Indie games. I appreciate you guys just listening to me blab on at the internet about random things, and I really do appreciate everyone who's been active on the Discord. It's been a lot of fun to get into these conversations about different TTRPG topics. We're having great conversations over there. You can too if that's the sort of thing you're interested in. So go check it out in the description below. And I also just want to add a couple of more notes for general channel stuff. I talked about this a while back, but I may be making some small changes to my uploading schedule or just how I'm operating the channel. I have been churning out videos week after week for a year now. And while it's been a lot of fun, I don't want to get burnt out or just create content for the sake of content. So I may be doing an every other week thing and then maybe a live stream on Twitch. I am going to be using Twitch a bit more in the future. So please make sure to go follow me over there. I'll put a link in the description as well. If I'm being frank, I'm just not really crazy about the way YouTube has been working lately. I think the developers have been doing some awful changes behind the scenes, and it's really messing up the videos that you get served as an audience. This is getting to the weeds a bit, but not only on the algorithmic level, but on the kind of videos that it encourages by the way it rewards YouTubers. I have a lot of advice and videos I'd love to get out to people, but I have a 1.5-year-old and I only have like 1 day a week to record. And honestly, editing is killing me. I'd probably put out like 3 videos a week if I didn't have to edit them. So I'm probably going to be streaming on Twitch more often. Look for me there. I think I'm going to move the 7:30 Thursday video discussions to Twitch in the future. So please look out for me over there on Twitch. I may be posting about it on YouTube, but I'll be streaming them there. By the way, this is just a little separate PSA, but if you're a dungeon tuber out there and you want to collaborate and just have topical discussions of advice that you think people out in the community will learn from and grow from, please contact me. I'd like to have more of these topical discussions where we just dig into a TTRPG subject and we're not so focused on editing or algorithms and things like that. Let me know. Find my email down in my About Me section on YouTube. Or maybe I'll just start a podcast. That's what guys do in their 30s, right? They either start a brewery or a podcast. So, okay, this video is going long and way off topic, so I'll just say connect to the community with the ideas that inspire your games and with the conversations you want to hear. Follow those people and support them, please, whoever they are. If you want to change the algorithm, the power is yours. Do all the YouTube things, of course, but please go follow me on Twitch. I would love to start doing more things over there, but that really depends on you guys just clicking that link. By the way, thanks to everyone who's been supporting the idea of January. There are lots of great videos that are cropping up. Go check out this playlist. There are videos from channels like Barlow's Keep and Bandit's Keep, and I'm sure some other keeps. Okay, that's it. Make mistakes, choose chaos, have fun. See you at Page. I have scoured to the heart of the archives deep and traveled to the top of the cinder cloud peaks and forded the everplains for the answers I seek. So beware of the realms where you meddle, for the fates can be fickle when the dice settle.